Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, as Makwiny, I'm fine. Kisumu, where I am, is also fantastic. The weather is terrific. Maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from. Which county are you watching it from? Or which country are you watching the video from? Yesterday, William Ruto embarked on a 3-day tour of Kisii County, Nyamira County, and Migori County. Yesterday, William Ruto was in Kisii. Today, he was or is still in Nyamira. But the focus of the country were actually, during that particular trip, on two individuals. Simba Arati, the governor for Kisii, and the former powerful cabinet secretary for Interior, Fred Okengo Matiangi. The focus was on Matiangi for the simple fact that Kenyans really wanted to see whether he was going to join William Ruto or not. Yesterday, Matiangi boycotted William Ruto's event in Kisii. And those who were optimistic suggested that he was going to join William Ruto today in his home county of Nyamira. The truth of the matter is that Matiangi never joined William Samoei Arap Ruto. And I did an analysis why Matiangi boycotted William Ruto yesterday. So if you get time and you missed that video, I'm going to share the link here in the description section of this video so that you can watch it. The other individuals Kenyans were focusing on was Simba Arati. You know, Simba Arati was is one of the loyal allies of Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga paved way for Simba Arati to come all the way from Nairobi to Kisii with the hope that Arati was going to help him with his politics. But after the elections, Simba Arati started showing signs of working with the government. So Kenyans really wanted to see whether Arati was going to announce that he was now fully with Ruto or not. Yesterday, which was the first day of the trip, he made certain statements that we only have one president, and that president is none other than William Samoei Arap Ruto. But I think he studied the ground. And today, Simba Arati made certain statements, which for me personally, I interpret them to mean confrontation or challenging William Samoei Arap Ruto. So in this video, I want us to look at that particular statement by Simba Arati and do a further analysis. Before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And by the way, today is Friday. My coffee is almost, so the few who normally behave. Let me get back to the main issue. For those who love politics and those who love football, because in this world, politics and football are the only things which have fanatical following. Those who love football, in 1986, during the World Cup, quarterfinals, two teams, Argentina and England. That tournament, that game was tough. Maradona scored a goal which is famously referred to as the hand of God. The referee could not tell whether it was scored using a hand, head, or the rest. But later on, because of technology, it was actually proved that he scored with his hand. Argentina emerged victorious. England went home. Today in Kisii, Simba Arati told William Ruto that despite the fact that he scored using his hands, He's currently the president. I interpret that statement to mean that Arati is telling Ruto that he did not win fairly, but he won. And he goes further to tell Ruto that even if you are the one who lost, then you would also be on the streets. So which means also that Arati is actually justifying the demonstrations. Pay close attention to Simba Arati before we move on.
Mambo yetu kwa bunge. Wacha nimpatie kwa niaba ya gavana wetu hapa Wananyaribo ambaye ako huko mbele, gavana wetu Simba Arati wa Kisii. Pigeni makofi.
Abantu bami ntombi ya mole. Tigango tukwana nindrose na hotole. Mbia mono. Your Excellency, tena mara ya pili nataka niseme kwamba karibu katika jimbo la Nyamira vile vile na la Kisii. Abantu wami ntevi ntoivere. Na Your Excellency, unajua, wacha tuseme ukweli. Tulikuwa katika mchezo. Wewe hata kama uliingiza goli na mkono, ni goli. Kwa hivyo wewe ndio rais. I'm sure Your Excellency, hata kama tungeshinda wewe ungekuwa wa kwanza katika maandamano. Kuhakikisha kwamba mambo iko sawa. Lakini kwa sasa we'll give you the support as a people of Gusii land so that you can deliver for us. Again, we can only have one president at a go. Kwa hivyo, Your Excellency, usijali, tukifanya maandamano usipige sisi sana.
Sasa huyu mzee amepanga kuharibu mali Nairobi. Na nyinyi ndio wenye Nairobi na mumenyamaza. Hata Simba Arati aongee maneno ya maandamano, hasemi pali yako. You are not clear on this matter. You are not clear, Simba Arati. You should be clear. Are you for maandamano or you are against maandamano? Aseme asiseme. Kwa sababu tunataka kusikia sauti kutoka hapa Kisii na Nyamira mkisema ya kwamba hii mpango ya Jumatatu na Jumanne na Alhamisi ya kuharibu mali mnapinga.
So for me, Simba Arati actually told William Ruto off. For me. And I want us to do a critical analysis why he confronted William Ruto like that. Because yesterday he was a bit, he was very careful. But today, I even followed his speech at Muchogu's home and paid very close attention to the speakers. And I remember the Senate Majority Leader, Aaron Cheriot, confessing that he knows, based on Simba Arati people, I think based on the judgment he made on the crowd, that Arati is still with Baba, and therefore he was actually sending Arati to Baba. But why do you think Arati decided to tell Ruto what he told him?
Hasa sijui tutatuma nani kwa hii mkutano ya leo. Ni kama wanakuelekezea kidole wewe Simba Arati. Ni kama vile mimi naona hawa watu wanasema wewe ni rafiki yake. Hasa wanasema sababu akikuja hapa Kisii wewe huwa unakaribisha yeye. Leo jioni baada ya hii mkutano wewe tafuta mzee, kalisha yeye chini, mwambie akileta maandamano, miwa, avocado, ndizi na mboga ya Wakisii haiwezi kuuzwa kule Nairobi kukiwa na maandamano.
For me, number one, I think Arati was trying to appeal to Raila Odinga supporters from Kisii. The truth of the matter is that the ground, vitu kwa ground, ni pro Raila Odinga. And yesterday some instances took place which in my view is significant. While addressing one of the stopovers, Osoro was handed over the microphone. And he used in Gusii language, Osoro was now delivering his speech. Because you remember, Osoro really mobilized for this event. So he was sure that the crowd was with him. So when he was delivering his speech, something shocked me. Shocked Ruto and everybody who were present there. The crowd started heckling Osoro. They were heckling Osoro because Osoro challenged Simba Arati to leave ODM and join Kenya Kwanza. Listen in. So I think Simba Arati studied the ground, the mood of the ground. And because politics is dynamic, he was not very sure where to go. But I think he's leaving a chance for Raila's supporters. He wants to appeal to them. So that's number one. Number two, I also tend to think that Osoro realized that William Ruto was playing him. And I mentioned that in the video which I told you, if you didn't watch, watch. William Ruto has a clear plan for Kisii, who is going to be UDA gubernatorial candidate in 2027. And that person is not Simba Arati. That person is Osoro. And with the heckling of yesterday, Osoro again today came prepared. And his team could not allow Arati to speak at some point. In fact, there was a place in Kisii where Arati was actually pensive. And it was like, because at that point, every speaker was attacking Raila Odinga. And he was silenced. He was told, shut up. Arati was told, shut up, by Osoro supporters. So which means yesterday, it was Arati's turn. Today, yesterday was Osoro's turn. Today, Arati's turn. Arati's turn. So for me, he changed his mind because he realized that Ruto has a clear plan. There are certain things you don't need to wait to be told. You can actually just read them.
Nataka Osoro tuko pamoja.
Number three, I think Arati also told Ruto what he told Ruto because of 2027 politics. I think it became very clear for Arati that his only hope is now Azimio. And remember, Arati was telling Ruto in a very polite way. That was a presidential function. You can't expect Arati to mess. He was telling Ruto something which is also very serious. And I hope William Ruto took note. Arati told Ruto that, hiyo kitu lifunga kwa mkono. But maandamano will not happen in Kisii. The Kisii people will not put sufurias on their heads. Why? Because they have food. But the people of Nairobi will put sufurias on their head because they don't have food. Which means Arati was actually justifying the demonstrations in Nairobi. Something which William Ruto and almost all speakers were castigating.
Hatuwezi weka sufuria kwa kichwa, lakini Nairobi wataweka kwa sababu kuna njaa. Lakini hapa hakimwona jinsi kulindo anza kupokoli.
At some point he told these guys that he wants to talk to Baba and Ruto to talk. So I think Arati is taking care of his 2027 politics. The fourth reason why he confronted Ruto, in my view, is that he wanted to send a message, a very strong message to William Samoei Arap Ruto that there are options. That, you know, let's face it, if William Ruto can ask Osoro and all other Kenya Kwanza leaders to support Arati, it would make work easier for Arati to join Ruto. Because the gap between Arati, Muchogu were around 70,000. But he was seeing things the way they were happening, unfolding. And he realized that Ruto has his game plan. So he's just reminding Ruto that, okay, you might have your sorrow, but there's option here. Let me invoke ODM so that you can see the reaction of the people. And lastly, politics is normally local. Simba Arati understands the local dynamics down there. Either Osoro will be the Kisii gubernatorial candidate or Matiangi. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.